Howdy y'all, my name is Brent Hefferton, Mistrenner, told with the Mistrenner tribe, and today I want to talk to y'all about XT-002 hard mode. XT-002 is a big ol' heckin' robot that was made by Memoron in Ulduar. He screeches like a small child because it was a recently built robot. The way we position this boss is tanking him on the left side of the room, doesn't really matter a whole bunch, but we tank him here with his back facing the majority of the room. There is a wall behind me, and it just gives people lots of room to run to the left or run to the right if they need to for gravity bomb and searing light. Our strategy here is if you get gravity bomb, you run this way. So you go left for the bomb and you run to the right leg if you get the searing light. I'm just tanking him here. This is doing normal tank and spank stuff. Just for your tank and checklist, make sure your indestructible potion before the pull, so you can use that again during the fight here. You see that's on cooldown 1 minute. Make sure you have commanding shout up. This is actually a really important fight for commanding shout because a lot of your DPS can get one shot by the gravity bomb if that goes on them, and then just during the tantrum, everyone is tanking a lot of damage, so any extra little bit of health that you can get is going to be really good. Sometimes that's going to be your commanding shout as the warrior tank. Other times you've got a DPS warrior that maybe has improved commanding shout. That's fine. Just make sure that they're getting it from somebody. So normal tank practices here. Before the hard mode is activated, it's not really that taxing of a fight on the tank. So I'm focusing on build-in threat. And then at intervals, the exposed heart will come out. I'm mixing in a shattering throw just to help everyone DPSs down. But the way that you activate the hard mode for this boss is by killing this heart all the way. If you want to do the normal mode, just damage the heart, but then don't kill it. That way it does damage to him whenever it goes back in, so you can just down the boss that way. It's a way easier fight. He just does way less damage. So now we've activated the hard mode, and the tantrums are going to hit really hard. What you want to do is have paladins do divine sacrifice during this. They just need an order of, okay, you get the first tantrum, you get the second, you get the third. And then for the hard mode, this is when it really matters, keeping up thunderclap and demo shout and that kind of thing. Because this actually slaps. The boss doesn't hit super duper hard on the tank, comparing him to, say, Vezax whenever he gets the empowered thing and really slaps. Or even Thorim hard mode during the later phases, that slaps more than this XT-002. Sort of like Freya, it's about the raid damage and managing that. And then as the tank, you do want to absorb lots of damage just so that your healers have more mana to spend on other people, so long as you have threat. This fight is pretty easy to keep threat on because threat is just buffed in Wrath in general, but also because people have to run out for different mechanics. So anytime they do that, they just fall way behind in threat. So you can see here, we have like double second place threat, no problem at all. We're in good shape. The main thing is going to be keeping up demo shout, which you can see this little hand icon. That's vindication, so that's our minus attack power debuff. I've got my indestructible up. I've got my commanding shout up. I'm doing pretty good here. I just need a thunderclap. Let's see how long it takes me to do that. Thunderclap is a very good ability, just for reducing incoming damage. Doing my heroic strikes. Come on, Brian, get a thunderclap. Alright, so whenever the searing light ends on a person, a little life spark spawns. Now these can be cleaved, and if you just hit revenge on the boss, it will revenge the life spark as well. You notice that here, 4264, it hit the boss and the life spark. So this is a fight where sometimes you might want to cleave instead of heroic strike. You can shockwave these life sparks to help DPS them down, and you can also taunt them to pull them closer to yourself, but the range on revenge is actually insane. So the revenge is going to pretty much hit them consistently, and sometimes that'll pull threat. We do have an off tank for this fight. You see Fasani here. He's a Death Knight tank, very thick, very strong. He can help if there's a bot. He'll taunt that and tank it. And he does taunt a lot of the life sparks just to himself, so the melee DPS can cleave them down. But sometimes he gets a gravity bomb, which means he has to run from this left leg over to here. And if he does that, he's not going to be able to taunt and control the life spark. So what he does in comms is he says, Brunt, taunt the next life spark. So when the life spark comes out, I can just taunt that and I can shield slam it, shockwave it, cleave it down. They don't really hit you that hard. You can pop a defensive if you want to be extra safe. But we're just doing Heroic Strike, Devastate. Maybe a Cleave, Devastate if a Life Spark gets close. The Revenge is hitting all of those. Just trying to have good tank practices. Make sure you have 5 Sunders on the boss at all times. Make sure you have Commanding Shout at all times. Gravity Bomb people go left. Life Spark people, or Searing Light people, go to the right leg. And once the Searing Light spawns from them, they just run back to the left leg. So overall, a pretty simple fight for you as the tank. The main difference between this fight and some other ones is you may need a taunt, another little life spark thing, and do more cleaves, do more shockwaves, and then get value from that big revenge damage that we're getting, like that 4191 on the life spark. You'd love to see that. Revenge is a very good ability for both threat and damage, so you as the tank are actually helping a lot for cleaning up these ads. And then for your defensive usage here, the boss's damage here, like if you're looking at my health bar, he's bumping me down to, you know, here maybe half health, maybe a little bit over half, but my health bar isn't really moving that much. And even now I have Searing Light on me. Okay, he knocked me down to 13k there. But we run a lot of healers on this fight. Having more healers on the fight is safer than having fewer, just because of this tantrum thing. The tantrum hits really hard, and the way that people fail this fight basically is a tantrum plus a gravity bomb doing AoE can kill people, and then you fail to meet the berserk timer. The berserk timer, it's not just like an enrage where the boss hits maybe double or triple. The boss hits so hard, they will just pancake you into the ground, and there won't even be nothing left for them to see of you. You can't really tank it with berserk. You could run it around if you had rocket boots, or you could intervene to someone just to run him so that people could DPS him a little bit more, but he will clap you through last stand, through shield wall, whatever. Using a dodge or parry activatable trinket would increase your chances of just dodging some more hits. But yeah, you really need to beat the berserk timer. That's what this boss fight boils down to, which is, can you manage the life sparks and can you manage the gravity bombs in such a way that you don't lose DPS so you can beat the berserk timer. For you as the tank, that means keeping up Demo Shout or Vindication if you have a paladin, keeping up Thunderclap, keeping up Commanding Shout, using your Indestructible Potion just to add more armor to yourself, pop in a defensive like a last stand or a shield wall during the Tympanic Tantrum, which is when a bunch of raid damage is going out. That can be nice for just making the healer's job a little bit easier so that they don't have to worry about healing the tank a whole bunch in addition to a bunch of the raid. So use your defensives during the tantrums, taunt the life sparks if you need to, but it's a pretty straightforward fight overall. The nice thing is you don't really have to move too much, just because the boss can be placed in a good spot and then people can run left and right and they adjust to you. Hope y'all found this guide useful. Best of luck in y'all's abyss. This guy does drop the best in slot tanking weapon. Best of luck on your Sorthalis. Sorthalis? Sorthalis, I think that's what it's called. Anyways, from me, Brunt, ancestors watch over you. Best of luck in y'all's abyss.